Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. This video is for everybody, even for investors. And this is me sharing things that I'm planning to do in 2024. These are my strategies, and this is basically for a good mental health and performing better in whatever we are doing. So today I'm going to talk about what I call as the top 3 dischargers, which kind of reduce your performance, reduce your enjoyment of life, reduce your focus and everything. And then I'm going to talk about strategies to handle these. I would be practicing this actively in 2024. And I hope that you find something of value, and you can also put your suggestions in the comment section so that we can all benefit from it. With that said, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. The very first discharger I would talk about is the dark cloud of discomfort and apprehensions that one feels from time to time. I call this the dark cloud of discomfort and apprehension because I do not have any other term for it. I'm not a professional psychologist or anything, but based on my experience of being in the planet for 60 years and understanding what's been happening to me, this is the definition that I came up with. So what happens is that in our day-to-day work, there are a lot of things that we give commitments to people, and there are a lot of expectations that people have communicated to us, and we have our own list of aspirations that we want to achieve. All of these things are for different time scales, but every now and then we start procrastinating, and we lose track of all the commitments that we have made. We lose track of all the aspirations that we had registered, and from time to time we are remembered of it, and we recognize how woefully late we are in doing anything about those things. This is what I call a dark cloud of discomfort and apprehension. For example, if you are at work, and let us say you're in customer service or you're in tech support or something like that. In your work, you might be having a lot of requests. You may be part of a project where you're supposed to deliver a bunch of things, and you are supposed to coordinate with somebody. And then in your day job, apart from the project, you have a whole list of things that you have to do on a daily basis. You give commitments to various people. If it is not all under your control, what happens is that over a period of time, people start following up with you, and then you start getting worried about how many other people are likely to come to follow up with you, because when they follow up, you remember that you had made a commitment. So this leads to the dark cloud of discomfort and apprehension, because it just hangs over your head. It's a dark cloud hanging over your head. You don't know what it is, but you know that it's a bundle of commitments and bundle of aspirations, everything bundled together, which you have not done anything about. So that's the first discharger, because it constantly sits at the back of your mind and it keeps you down. The second big discharger is worrying about things that are outside of your control. I mean, let us say you drafted an email and you made a mistake in the email, and you marked a copy to people that you're not supposed to mark copy to, and it went out. And you tried to recall it and it didn't get through. And it still reached the people. What can you do about it? It's outside your control, and worrying about it is not going to make any difference. However, our mind continues to worry about it, and that causes a big problem. For example, you can look at another issue as well. Let us say you are given your car to your neighbor. He's borrowed it to go for a drive to the cottage and back because his car is damaged. There is no point worrying about the car once you have given it to him, because it's totally out of your control. However, your neighbor is going to drive. He may drive safely. He may store it safely in a garage in the cottage, and he may bring it back safely. Or he could have an accident, or he could dent it, or he could scratch it. It's totally outside of your control, and worrying about that is absolutely futile, and it takes away your attention from other things. It makes you irritable when you're dealing with other people, and as a result, it's an overall negative thing. So worrying about things outside of your control, I think, is the second big discharger. And the third big discharger is harboring resentment. When you have expectations and you have told people about your expectations and they do not respect that, there is no point harboring resentments, because it's outside of your control as well. The only thing you can do is you can tell them how disappointed you are in them. And if someone puts you in a situation that you don't want to be in or insults you in public, uh, you have to tell them right then and there that it's not acceptable and what they have done is wrong and you do not appreciate it. Apart from that, you can't do much. Harboring resentment is passive aggressive and it's not good. It's going to modify your behavior, not only towards the person who subjects you to that kind of a stimulus, but also to the people who live with you, the people who you care about. Because when you're in their company, you're still harboring resentment against this person, and that is coming out in terms of your irritability and your lack of attention and not being present in the moment for the people you really care about. And over and above that, I believe that harboring resentment puts an overload on your nervous system and your body, and it's not a very healthy thing to have. So now the thing is, what are we going to do about these impulses, and how do we get control over this? So I'm going to talk about some tools that can be used to discharge the dischargers and make them neutralized. The very first one is organizing. Organizing is a very important component of a productive life. The very first thing that you need to do when you wake up in the morning is make your bed. That is your first comprehensive and assertive statement that you are going to be facing the day in a proactive manner, and you're going to take all the challenges and you're going to change the disorder around you and put it back into order. That's what you do when you make the bed. It's your first positive task for the day. It is doable, and once you complete it, take the satisfaction, admire the way you have made the bed, and then start your day. When we are disorganized, we allow tasks and commitments to collect and percolate. After a while, these become a part of the dark cloud of commitments or responsibilities that we are unable to account for properly. But we get stressed that we have to deliver a lot and don't know what exactly we are supposed to deliver and how to proceed. Procrastination is the main culprit, and however, procrastination is the main culprit. However, you will not know that you are procrastinating until you start the day with a list of objectives and start writing down your tasks for the day. That way, you can realize that when you start procrastinating and can do something about it. As long as you keep list of tasks, your dark cloud of discomfort and apprehension will not materialize. So it's very important for you to start the day by visualizing what is it that would make the day successful for you. What should the end of the day look like for you in terms of your accomplishment? Put it down on a sheet of paper and preferably put the tasks in there. And if you're heading out to work and your wife or your family, somebody asks you for something and you say you're going to do it, add that to the task list. At work, look at all the things that you need for the day, put it into a list of tasks, add it to the task list, and keep on knocking things out from the task list. Your goal is to have your task list to zero by the time you go to bed. And at the end of the day, when you're sitting at the bed, just make a list of all of that, look at the task list and all the tick marks that you have put in there. That's going to make you feel better. And even if you have not completed all the tasks, you know that you have carry forward tasks for the next day. You're not going to forget it. So it doesn't get an opportunity to get into the dark cloud of apprehension that would probably sit on your head and make you feel uncomfortable during the days. So that's one thing. The second thing that you could do is you could sit in a quiet place with eyes closed and focus on your breathing and experience how it feels as the air enters your nose and follow its path and as it comes out. And when you keep on doing this, your thoughts will start to wander. You'll soon get distracted by other thoughts, and you have to come back to focusing on your breath. It's not wrong to have thoughts. Our thoughts are like wild horses. We cannot control them. The more you try to suppress your thoughts, they will multiply and come at you with greater intensity. Instead, just acknowledge that you got distracted. Come back to focus on your breathing. Close your eyes, breathe in and breathe out. And you have to rededicate your focus on your breathing. This helps you to distinguish between when you are in control of your focus and when the thoughts come in and take over. So when you're focusing on your breathing, you're in control of your focus. When the thoughts come in, that's when the thoughts take charge of your focus and they become the center of the focus and they start running. So what you have to do is you have to say, yeah, thoughts, I know you are there. Now I want to come back and focus on my breathing. However short it might be, you may be able to focus for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, 30 seconds on your breathing. Over a period of time, it increases. And it is going to help you to differentiate between you being in control of your focus and you not being in control of your focus. And this helps you in becoming more productive, being present for the moment. And as long as you're in control of your focus, whatever you focus on will get done properly. It will also help you to remove the procrastination and stop worrying about things that you cannot control, and realize that there are things that you cannot control which are causing you stress and you can't do anything about it, so you choose to focus on the work in your hand instead. So to do all these things, first you have to be able to recognize the focus, recognize how you can handle your focus. That you can do by focusing on your breathing, and then you can realize when your thoughts are pulling your focus away. And that's how you identify this inanimate thing called as focus, which cannot be seen, which cannot be touched, which cannot be depicted in a graphic, but you can feel the focus. And once you start feeling the focus and start bringing it back to breathing, you can use the same technique to bring back your focus into something that you want to achieve. So that's the idea behind this breathing exercise. The other thing is harboring resentments. It happens when we do not express our unhappiness or hurt caused by someone else. It's important to evaluate if we are on the right. And if we are on the right, we need to tell the person that their actions are hurting us. This can be done in a mature manner and followed up until the issue is resolved. Not standing up to the perpetrator internalizes the hurt, and it will keep resurfacing and color your interactions with that person in future, and eventually add more misery, because you'll end up being very passive aggressive, and you'll be trying to give hints to the person, and the person may not take the hint and they will continue their behavior. Unless you tell them, they don't know that they're doing something that hurts you. So it's better to tell them instead of harboring. Harboring resentments can be either minor things like a friend paying less than their share of the hotel bill when it arrives. It can also be something traumatic, like someone insulting you in public, or calling you out in public, or doing something like that which is very traumatic. If you do not deal with the source, you will replay the scene in your mind with alternative endings. I should have said this, I should have said that, I will do this to him, I'll do that to her. Now, all those thoughts are totally unproductive. They take away your cycles, your presence. They take away your focus. All those activities are where your focus is now. So you have to bring your focus back, use your breathing exercises to bring your focus back to your breathing. And then you will be able to get out of the situation. But the most important thing is you have to confront the person who created this problem, and you have to tell them that their behavior or their activity is causing you distress, and try to resolve it. This will take your attention from important tasks and goals and add to the dark cloud of discomfort and apprehension until you confront the individual who's causing the problems and deal with it comprehensively. So, to summarize, what I would say is that you have to stay organized, start your day listing what you want to accomplish that day, what would a successful day look like at the end of the day. Build a task list that you can knock off during the day, and keep on adding the tasks to it from the workplace, from your home, from your own personal to-do, and keep on knocking them out. Your objective is that you're going to knock out most of the tasks by the time you go to bed. And when you're in bed and you review those tasks, you're going to feel happiness, and the tasks that are not done, you're just going to add it to the next day, and you're not going to forget it. Therefore, your dark cloud of commitments is not going to form, and therefore there'll be one less thing to be stressed about, and you'll sleep really well. Number 2, perform breathing exercise to learn to identify focus, to identify the techniques that you can use in your mind to bring the focus on your breathing. I'm just telling you, bring your focus to your breathing. But that whole process is something that no one can describe. You have to feel it. You have to understand how to do it in your own way, so that you can repeat it at your as and when you feel that you need to. The breathing exercise is what makes you identify what is focus. It helps you to practice getting to focus on breathing. So it's a very simple exercise, but once you know how to command your focus onto your breathing, you can use the same method to command your focus onto the task that you're doing at hand. And when you are able to command your focus, you'll be excellent in whatever you do. and your task will become much easier, and it won't feel like you're struggling with something. It's only when we don't have focus that we commit mistakes and we keep on repeating stuff, and we are not able to finish our task at hand. So that's the other thing I would like to say. And this particular technique will help you stop worrying about things that are outside of your control and improve your performance at anything you do, because you're going to take the focus away from things that you cannot control and bring it back to the task at hand that you're working on and improve your performance on whatever you're doing. The third part I would say is to be frank and do not let resentments accumulate. Give polite feedback to people that cause you hurt. Surround yourself with positive and supportive people. And that's how I think you would have a happy life, a productive life, and a very successful life. And I'm going to do most of these things myself. So I've been doing this on and off over a period of time when things get very intense for me. But now I'm going to incorporate these as part of my way of life. That is my resolution for the new year. And one more thing, my friends, I would like to tell you is that when you make resolutions for the new year, let us say this is one popular resolution that many people make. They join a gym and they decide that from now onwards, from the 1st of January onwards, they're going to be working out daily and they're going to become very, very healthy. But it's a known fact that by March, most of the people stop going to the gym, and maybe they may even forget to remove the subscription. So what I would like to tell you is that don't worry if you just go to the gym on the 1st, you did not go on the 2nd, you went on the 3rd, you went on the 4th, didn't go on the 5th. Take comfort in the fact that you have been to the gym and resolve that you're going to go more often. Keep on doing that. Don't let the few days that you have not gone to the gym make you feel defeated and hence abandon the whole thing. Look at it as glass half full. So in a week you went to the gym for 3 days. So you say that I did work out for 3 days. I worked out for 3 days. I didn't work out for 4 days. That's okay. At least I worked out for 3 days. Next week I'm going to try and work out for at least 4 days. So the next week you may do 4 days in the week, and the week after that you may end up doing 2 days. But you have to always look at how many days you have done, and that is going to help you to continue going to the gym. And instead of giving up the gym in March, you may probably continue up to October, or who knows, it may become a part of your life and you may be going to the gym 3 days a week for the whole year, or 4 days a week for the whole year. It will be built into your lifestyle. Keeping on repeating things makes it a part of our lifestyle, and it's a lifestyle change that we are looking for. So friends, these are my thoughts for myself, and I'm going to pass it on to you. Please let me know what are your new year resolutions. Put that in the comment below. And I'm thinking that this is going to be very useful for investors as well, because as an investor, if you already invested in a stock which is down 25% in your portfolio, either you got to sell it and book the loss, or you got to be patient and look for opportunities to sell covered calls and reduce your cost of ownership and reduce your losses. Or hold it for the long term, in which case stop worrying about it. Forget about the particular stock in your portfolio. In order to do all that, maybe you take 10 or 15 minutes daily to do this mindfulness exercise of breathing and looking at your focus. It can help you out. So that is one thing I would say. As an investor, when you're doing research, you may get distracted with hundreds of things, especially when you're on the computer, various windows popping up, and there is a Outlook on the background where mails keep coming and you've got notifications coming. In order to retain focus, it's especially important for you to do the breathing exercise so that you can understand your focus and you can keep on dragging it back wherever it goes to the task that you're doing and be more effective on your task. You'll be able to finish your task much faster. You'll be able to tick off more tasks in your task list during the day, and you'll be a successful person. So that's how it will help the investor. Now, coming to people who are suffering from chronic diseases like diabetes or HIV, I mean, it's not in your control. I'm addressing this to HIV patients. Your CD4 T cells are being protected by ART that you're taking. Nothing that you're doing is going to change anything. It's not going to make your CD4 cell stronger. It's not going to make your CD4 cell weaker. It's not going to do anything. What has to be done is being done by ART. So the only thing you can do is take your ART on time and control your focus. Do your breathing exercise, learn your focus. HIV is something that you can't do anything about. You have to wait for a full cure to come through. It's coming somewhere in 2027. Till then, you already have ART. Keep on taking ART. It's going to take care of HIV. It doesn't need you to focus on it. It doesn't need you to come to ShareTreck on a daily basis and look at all the videos. Not necessary. Whether you look at my video or not, whether You look at news reports on HIV therapy or not. Scientists are going to continue doing their research. They are going to come up with breakthroughs, and the functional or sterilizing cure is going to come in 2027. So do your breathing exercise, do your focus exercise, and start focusing on things that are important for you, like your career, like your health. Do your exercises, keep a good health condition, improve your diet, get positive people with whom you can talk and feel good. Get people who are good for you around you, supportive people around you, and enjoy a good life. Look at 2024 as a year of accomplishment. Right now, think of what it would be like if 2024 was a successful year. What should be the list of things that you would have accomplished in 2024 that you look at on 31st of December 2024 and say, yeah, I did something great this year. Make a list of all those things, make that objective right now, break it down into tasks, assign a time frame when you want to do it, and incorporate it into your daily list of to-do things. And I think at the end of the year, you're going to feel really good. You will not feel like you're staying in the same place. You would actually be able to see where you were and where you have reached. So friends, that's why I think this video is good for everyone, whether you're an investor or you're a patient of diabetes or HIV or hepatitis B or whatever. This is for everybody. This is a life skill, I think. And yeah, you put your thoughts in the comments below. It's always helpful. I'm not a knowledgeable guru or something, but I have picked up these things as my objective for this year. With that, my friends, I would like to end this video here, and I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Happy New Year and the very best to all of you. Thanks for coming to ShareTreck. Thanks for making this channel 5,500 strong. I thank each and every one of you, and I thank our Patreons and our members for supporting this channel. I hope you all have a fantastic 2024. May all your dreams, objectives, and aspirations be achieved. Bye for now.